Hi everybody, if you're thinking about buying a real estate in Portugal, especially in the Algarve, there are a few things that most people completely overlook. Hey, I'm Kalo, and these are exactly the things that end up costing people about 6 figures without even realizing it. Here are some data-driven insights that will completely change how you should look at the property prices in Portugal. The last two will blow your mind, I promise you that. First mistake is assuming that asking price reflects the real market value. Asking prices are not transaction prices. If you look at the data, apartments in Portugal sell for around 3.7k per square meter, while houses cost around 3.1k per square meter. The second mistake is ignoring the time market. In many micro markets, especially in the Algarve, properties sit on the market for months. That tells you one thing: the market has already rejected that price. Apartments take on average 147 days to sell, while houses sit for around 217 days before selling. So if you see a property that has been online for longer than that, you're looking at the property that the market has already refused at that price. The third mistake is thinking that Portugal and Algarve are the same market, which they are not. If you look at the prices per square meter across districts, it looks like this. So when somebody tells you this is a fair price for the Algarve, that statement is basically meaningless unless you have the micro-location context behind it. And the fourth mistake is misunderstanding supply. Right now there are over 16,000 properties listed online in the segment alone. The important part, a large share of these listings are not fresh inventory, they are leftovers. Properties that didn't sell were overpriced or being slowly reduced over time. This creates the illusion of high demand, while in reality a big part of the market is just stagnant supply. The fifth mistake is not understanding how negotiating actually works. Real estate in Portugal is not a fixed price market, but instead, when you combine long time on market, visible price reductions, and differences between asking and realistic prices levels, you start to see that negotiation is not an option. It is built into the system. But most buyers don't use the data. They rely on what they were told during viewings, or even worse, they take emotional decisions. So if you take away one thing, it is this. The biggest risk when buying property in Portugal isn't choosing the wrong house, it is misunderstanding the price and not negotiating it. Because the market gives you signals about time on market, price changes, and also location data. Most people just don't read them. If you start looking at properties through that lens, you will make completely different decisions than 90% of the buyers. Sixth, rules like NHR2 are changing, meaning demand is lower since the beginning of 2024. Seventh, prices rose with 13% in last year alone, but demand dropped after the new, not so generous NHR2 rules. So it's a timing thing, with prices still on the rise and demand not catching up. There is a big gap resulting from all of this, and if you as a buyer are not negotiating the price, you might get yourself a very overpriced property deal. Last but not least, sellers agents work for the seller, not for the buyer. Their commission is higher when the purchase price is higher. If a buyer's offer is way too low, that offer sometimes doesn't even get past the seller from the real estate agent. So all in all, get someone trustworthy on your side to help you navigate the complexity and intransparency of the current real estate market, unless overpaying is the thing that you're looking for. Check out the description below, where you will find a very helpful link preventing exactly that. Thanks for watching. Bye.